with how long it took me to complete this puzzle, like June to now, I don't know how long that is. Is that 4 months? I hate to tear it apart, but that is part of puzzles. But this is for real the hardest puzzle I've ever done. This is the brand Heritage Puzzle Inc. William Mangum Fishing Pier. I got this at the pier in Sunset Beach, and yeah, I taught hockey at that place. It was a lot of fun, but this was it. If you guys want to buy it, know it is a challenge. Hey guys, happy Saturday. Let's do the lighting. Let me know, does that make a difference for y'all? I don't know. Today, I don't know, the lighting looks really nice, but it's really bright outside, so I don't understand how that's working. But I haven't done a lot today. I read a little bit in here, and I'm about to get into Blacktop Wasteland for the day. Literally, I had breakfast, then I just hung out a little bit because the TV wasn't working, and I repaired it. I did a great job. It's working now. And then I had Zaxby's for lunch, and I've just been chilling. I've tried to sleep because I am very tired after the baseball game last night, but I was just in and out because of yelling because of football. So tomorrow is going to be even a more tiring day because the football and the baseball are happening at the same time, which I'm like, why would you put on a baseball game at the same time as Sunday Night Football, which is like the most viewed show in America? I don't know why MLB is doing that or thinks that's a good idea. I would probably do it an hour before, but it's not up to me. So I am going to read in here now. I'm sorry that I'm so sleepy, but that's the thing. We're vlogging all month long, so you're going to see all different kinds of me. This is how I wish I was right now. She's one of the reasons I can never sleep. I'm sorry if you hear my dad, but like, look at the legs. That is how I wish I was. I have finished, what am I doing with my finger? Finished Blacktop Wasteland by S.A. Cosby. I'm giving this a 3-star. This is a good book, and I did like it more than Razor Blade Tears. This one's not going to begin unhauled. Typically I would unhaul a 3-star, but since this was my first advanced reader's copy, I'm keeping it because that's special to me. So let's go into the call pal system. Characters. These characters are extremely realistic and they're not likable, but I was disliking, like actually not liking reading from Beauregard by the end of the book. I think that's what happens when a book goes on too long, not even 300 pages, and I thought it was going on too long. We'll talk more about that in a moment. But the characters are extremely realistic of just how hard life can be in these impoverished towns in the South, and how it can be hard to stick to a straight line, to stay on that path that you want to stay on, that is the good path to be on. But there's so many temptations everywhere, and just how it can be difficult, and how you can get in these bad situations but you have good meaning going into these situations, like you're doing it for your family, but you don't go about it in ways that are legal. The atmosphere though was great. Oh, back to the characters. I never felt an emotional connection towards these characters except for the end when I really started disliking Beauregard. So the characters were good in theory, and I think they're incredibly realistic, but I never felt an emotional connection towards them. But the atmosphere was great. This is taking place in Southern Virginia. The dialect is spot on, and again, it just shows how rough and how it is a blacktop wasteland, and a lot of these places that are just run down and you are just trying to survive. The writing, I did not like the writing in this book. It was very detailed and at times excessive. We did not need all of these little small details. I think they just dragged the book. And as I said, I think this book went on for far too long. And the main issue here was the pacing. Because during the start, it was a very slow burn start. We're building into the story. Then in the middle, good pace. But by the end, I'm like, oh my gosh, when is it going to end? Like, I only read 62 pages today, but I felt like I read 100. Like, I never thought it was going to get to that last page. Plot, I think this is definitely more of a character-driven story. Yes, this is like an action movie, so there is a plot, like why Beauregard is doing all of this, but a lot of those big plot points, I don't think they invoked the reaction that I was supposed to get. I was just like, okay, that happened, like, and then some of them were more on the predictable side, and I just would have liked maybe more tighter ends on some things. I think there were some loose ends with the book, but I do think this was a good book. Should you pick it up? If you're intrigued, pick it up. But it's not a new favorite for me. But I am thankful that Goodreads sent me this book. I won it in a giveaway, so only thankful. I have not won a giveaway in years, but I got this back in 2020, and I think it was the first one I ever won in a giveaway. I finished the Haunted Mansion 2023 movie, and oh my gosh, it was so good. 5 out of 5. I loved it. Y'all know I love like New Orleans, Louisiana setting, like love. And like the old, you know, the old creepy haunted mansion. We love that atmosphere. And the villain, the way he operates, how he sucks these people's souls is so messed up. Like, you know, that makes a good villain. Like, it's just the emotions and everything. But yeah, this movie had every emotion. I wanted to cry. I didn't cry. I wanted to cry. I laughed. It hits all those like wholesome, it has all those every emotion, which is fantastic. You want that. There are some scenes where I'm like, this is a bit crazy, but I mean, we have to remember what we're watching here. I would, 10 years ago me, 15-year-old me, would have been terrified of this movie. It's probably a PG-13 movie, and yeah, but it would have scared me. So take that as you will. I do think it is more, I would say it's a PG-13 rating, but maybe just for people a little bit older than the age of 13. But I'm starting a new book, and that is Hocus Pocus, The Oral History, and then which was Run Amok. I guess that's the main title. Yeah. And this is by Shannon Carlin. So this is all about the making of the movie Hocus Pocus. I was wishing there was an audiobook for it, because as you can see, yes, it is told by just quotes. But sadly, there is no audiobook. This is a newer release. I think it released back in like August. I got it on August 21st at Target. So I'm going to start this now, since we just read the book, and the book was, you know, basically exactly the same as the movie. And I do plan to watch the movie in this week or next, not sure when I'm going to get to it, but soon. I read the first 4%, which is 13 pages, and I'm loving this. I know it's way early to say that, but the introduction, she mentions the 31 Days of Halloween on Freeform. Back in my childhood, it was ABC Family, and I'm like, yes, I love that. That's what I base all my October movie watching on. I have it all here in my planner. I based it all on the 31 Days of Halloween schedule. Now, I am not watching as many movies they have on that list, because I read. I don't watch movies. And then we really are just seeing how this movie was pitched to, or how David Kirshner, is that how you say his name? Kirshner, yeah. How he got started in Hollywood. How he was pitching this one movie to Disney. They passed on it. Steven Spielberg picked it up. So after that, Disney was like, okay, we'll give you another chance, because, I mean, Steven Spielberg picked up one of his movies. And the movie they gave him a chance on is Hocus Pocus, which at the time was called Halloween House. And I just love how this story started. It started as just a little like make-believe story he would tell his daughters about a black cat who lived in their neighborhood. And if y'all don't know, black cats, love them. One came from a shelter, one was a stray cat that I picked up. So I didn't pick her up, she found me. But so I love the black cat element. And my dad and I, we were always making stories about the animals around like our own pets, and some like some that we might see and have stories about them. Like I've told you, like Fred goes to school, he's a student, and that's what they were doing with the neighborhood black cat. They were making this story about him, and it made this classic of a movie. And also at the time that this movie was released, it came out the same summer as Jurassic Park, so it didn't do well in the box office. And at this time, there weren't Halloween movies for kids. That wasn't really a thing yet. And Halloween movies, so this released in July, and parents at the time were not wanting to take their kids to a Halloween movie in July, because back then Halloween was basically just one day, not a whole season of what it is now. So it's been really interesting seeing all of that stuff. And I love Hollywood, so I find all of that really fascinating, of how movies get made and all of that. I think it's intriguing and interesting. So that's the current mood read. Really enjoying it. I don't know what movie I'm going to watch tonight. What is my next movie? What if it is Hocus Pocus? And it is. Literally, Hocus Pocus is the next movie on here. I was scared it was going to be another Tim Burton, but it's not, because I didn't enjoy my last Tim Burton movie, which was Beetlejuice. Didn't like that. So I will be watching Hocus Pocus after I edit this video. So that's gonna be a lot of fun. We're starting it the same day I started this book. So yeah, when I said we're gonna watch it in the next week, we are literally watching it tonight. When this video is live, when it's airing, I'm gonna be watching Hocus Pocus. I just sat down, edited the whole video, and realized I didn't do an outro. So if you made it through this whole video, leave a Halloween emoji in the comments below. And as always, comment, rate, and subscribe. And don't forget to ring that notification bell to be notified when all my videos go live. I'll see you in my next one. I'm off to watch Hocus Pocus.